Hey, okay, well, we got bumped. So part two, we haven't had part two for a while, I guess, because I did a lot of speaking about the animal totems. But we were talking about uh, protecting our boundaries. And I was telling you about my dream last night, and I was saying how I was getting things comfortable for the one that I love and it was our room, and I had a heater that needed to be plugged in, which meant warmth, opening up to love and warmth and being receptive. And there was already an air purifier that was in effect, which I found was interesting. I already had an air purifier running, and so the air purifier clearly was clearing away any debris or whatever was floating around. I mean, you think about the metaphysical or the spiritual, the symbolic meanings of what a heater would represent in a relationship, and what an air purifier, purifying thoughts, purifying negative energy, whatever, that was already in place. But the heater wasn't plugged in. I needed to plug the heater in. So I pulled away the nightstand away from the bed, and I noticed that behind the nightstand was this huge crack, but it was big and it was open to the basement. And I thought, what? Yeah, the plug's here. I can plug this in and warm us up. But with this big crack in the basement, and you think about this is your house, right? Your basement are things from the past, are things that you've stored, things that are down underneath that needed to either to come up and be dealt with, or to be are thrown away or stored away, put away. So there's a big crack that's allowing, and I said bugs could come in and dirt could come in and cold air could come in. So you think about what bugs would be. Bugs would be attachments, things that are bugging you. And dirt is dirtying things up, muddying things up. And the cold, of course, coming, cold energy or cold feeling, you don't want that in a relationship or in your physical house. So I said that needs to be, even though we can plug this heater in to warm us up and make us comfortable in this relationship, we're going to need to seal the basement off, and things that need to be stored, let them be stored. The things that needed to be dealt with and brought up, we'll look at them, and then we'll either store them away or we'll rid ourselves of them. But it's not to be open anymore. And I thought about. It wasn't just like if this is your physical house and there's a big crack in your basement, bugs, other people can come in, other energies can come in. You get things messing things up. So make sure that your borders and your basements and your attics and your walls and your windows, everything is secure in your physical, spiritual, mental house for yourself or for your relationships. And they're saying that you are the one that's responsible for this. Nobody else can adjust your boundaries. You're the one that must take a stand. It's time to be firm. It's time to be decisive in what it is. No backing down. And as you were shown, the wolf stands with you. You are being protected. Your guardian is with you. Now, I find this really interesting because of the next message that comes up. You might feel that it's a bit of a contradiction or a confliction, but you got to look at how it applies to you in your life. So the next message is Brother Raccoon. Now you think of the raccoon, right? The raccoon with their little mask. You think of stealth, undercover, flying under the radar. So there's something in your life at this instance that they're saying, take cover from. Work with camouflage. Stay in the in-between places right now to stay safe. Don't reveal who you are, what you're doing, your ideas, your projects. Maybe there's something that you've been too open about that you need to keep inside. Now, if you are guarded and you have been hunted and you're told that you're going to be strong, doesn't mean that you don't want to be protective, right? It doesn't mean that you don't want to still make sure that these ones that you've already shown the door, you're not allowed in here, keep yourself protected from them. Or whatever this is, you'll know what this means. Whatever this instance, if you've got a project that you're working on, and people are, there's people who don't want to do the work. They want to ride on your coattails. So they're saying keep it kind of close to close to your chest. Or if there's something that you have, like I said, if you've had these ones that you've already felt that not comfortable with, is the energy you're not comfortable with them. Make sure that you maintain this and keep it at a distance. That's the processing or kind of standing back. Remember how she wasn't going to hunt? She's not hunted and she wasn't going to hunt, but she's going to watch. So they're saying at the same time with this, she's got this little raccoon and she's protecting this one. So maybe there's someone in your life who is in this position and you are protective of them. Or you are this one that is feeling the need to be in this kind of stealth mode, and you need to understand that you are protected. This angel, she's got wings around you, and he looks a little trepidatious, but she is Very, very confident. And it says, Brother Raccoon, a safe place for you to go. The number is 4, angels with you. So you're supported. You're not alone. That's what they're telling you. Even if you feel that you're in this vulnerable state, you are protected. So, in order to survive, you sometimes you got to camouflage or mask yourself for the ones that would know who you are to exploit you, right? Like I said, people are maybe wanting to use what you have, or maybe they're taking advantage of your gentle nature. And so hiding or melting into the forest, it's not cowardice, it's wise for right now. So what they're saying is Spirit's going to show you ways that you can do this. Spirit's going to show you ways that you can stay safe, and you can keep these ones that are coming against you, these ones that might be exploiting you. Your gentle, good soul. Maybe you're just somebody who doesn't know how to say no. Maybe you're somebody who has a difficult time saying no, or standing up for yourself. So Spirit's going to come to your aid. You don't have to, like I said, you don't have to, and don't feel like you're weak, because just because you are doing this doesn't mean that you're weak. Sometimes stepping back is the smartest thing that you can do. So it's interesting. They're telling you to stand your ground. At the same time, they're telling you maybe that you still have to keep certain things hidden. They're also saying there's certain things that you're not to speak about. Make intelligent choices. Just think about the mask of the raccoon. I saw that the other night in a dream 2 nights ago. The girl wearing a mask, and sometimes you think of the mask as sneaky, and you think of it as somebody is trying to hide something from you or be deceptive. But maybe that's not what it is. Remember, with the panda bear, the panda has a difficult time showing their emotions. So maybe they're this person who's wearing a mask because they're feeling the need to be protective of themselves. So you have to get a boundary, right? You have to have the boundary with the panda. Know when you are able to come forward, when you can trust, but also with the ones that you've already felt that have shown you who they are. They've already given you who they are. You know who they are. So make sure that you wear your mask with them. Don't allow them to get in. Don't allow them to take advantage of what they have taken advantage of before. You're gonna keep things close to the cuff right now. Keep your secrets to yourself. Keep your beautiful work for yourself. If you're working on a project, you don't share all the details with somebody else. Don't give it all away. There's other people. I've done this recently myself. I want to help so much that, but I've done a lot of work. I've studied for many, many years, and I've learned a lot of things, and it's how I do my work, and it's how I'm able to help people when they come to me, when they come to my website, when they're asking questions. And I get so excited that I'll like pretty much give everything away, and I think to myself, wow, I'm outdoing my own job here, because it took me a long time to learn this, and if I just give it all away right up front, here, go use these tools, go do that, I kind of lose my job. But at the same time, I kind of want to do that. I do want to help, but there are certain things that you need to keep to yourself. There's certain things, you got to be smart. People have to do their own work. You can't do their work for them. You can't give them all of their answers. If they're not willing to search themselves, if they're not willing to go out and figure it out, I've given a lot of help to people. And they keep asking, what do you see coming next week? What do you see coming next year? What should I do here? What should I do there? And it's like, you know what? Start looking. What is it that I've shown you? What is it that Spirit has given me to give to you? I spend a lot of time giving of myself, a lot of time, and it's my energy, and it's like, sometimes people lean on you with a crutch. They lean on you and you are their crutch. And sometimes you allow that. And I've maybe enabled people to do this. It also is the same way in relationships or in families. You'll have a parent that is an enabler. They don't make the child stand on their own. They don't, and they breed these children who grow up to be people who have to have everything just so. And when the first sign of difficulty comes, they crack. You've got to teach your children to be strong. You've got to teach your clients and your young spiritual ones to reach out. I didn't get the wisdom that I have just handed to me. I've studied for it. I've researched it. I do have dreams and I have gifts that were given to me, but I worked for it. I worked for it for a very long time, and I work 24/7 on my craft and on my gift, and Spirit blesses me and brings me more. But I have to continually keep working. I'm constantly striving and looking, and so must you. And so with your projects, you have come to a place in your life where you're successful because of what you have researched and what you have done and what you've put into it. Don't give it all away for people who don't want to do their own work. They're riding on you. I keep being shown myself as the horse. I keep being shown my twin as the horse too, because we're the workhorses. We're the ones, and I had a dream, and my twin was standing at on this boat, and next to him was this other man, and he was like taking over the wheel, and below him he said to me, "Big dogs ride for free," and I thought, you're not such a big dog if you have to ride for free. Do your own work. Get off of his back. Don't have him carry you the whole way. You do your own work, and you've got these ones that are so used to giving, and I get that because I'm like that too. We get so used to giving that it's difficult for us to say, you know what, it's time for you to do some of your own work. Sometimes I'll all of a sudden say that to somebody. I'll say, I've already said that to you. How many times have you asked me this? What do you see coming? What do you feel? What is the energy telling you? What are your lessons and what are your messages telling you? Do some of your own legwork. I'm not going to give it away. I'm not going to do your work for you. That doesn't teach anybody to be strong. A proper fisherman teaches somebody how to fish, doesn't fish for them, right? Okay, end of that subject. The next one is your imaginary friend. Now, what's interesting about this one is this little girl, she's holding on to a dragon. She's got butterfly wings, and the dragon has butterfly wings, which I think is so interesting. Transformation. Now, the dragon is a strength, right? And the butterfly is gentle and light. Now, what it's talking about is childhood treasures resurface. Now, the number 1 and 5. 1, keep your thoughts positive. 5, big positive changes. Actually, it's big changes rumbling through your existence at this time, right? Through your life at this time. But in order to keep them moving on the best possible track, you must keep your thoughts positive, which is the 1, in order to keep things keep it on the highest level. And so what you want to keep yourself centered in positive thoughts and positive affirmations to keep things moving in the direction that you want things to go. So what's going on here is, we have ones and things from our childhood, mementos, treasures, keepsakes, talismans, even people. These are totems of protection. We've had them since childhood memory. Or maybe, somebody from your past, a friend from the past, and if this is an item of yours, it's been stuffed away in a box, they're saying it's time to pull it out of the box. It's time to bring it out. This is a time where childhood memories resurface, or people from your past will be resurfacing, and maybe people won't understand why you're clutching on to this what is so precious to you, but you know what it means to you. You're not to worry yourself. She's holding on to her little dragon. She loves this dragon. And even if it's just the little scrap of blanket you have, whatever it is, it's time to seek this one out and reconnect with the power that comes with being with this one or with this item. It helps you remember who you are. In all of your fragmented complexity, it remembers that you're imperfectly perfect. This little piece of this memory from your past is coming back, or you need to look for it and pull it out. This childhood friend or this somebody that knows your history, they want you to surround yourself with the comforts of this. And people may look and say, what is this, your reclaimed treasure, and think, why would you drag that old thing back? It's obsolete, maybe to someone else. Maybe to someone else, they don't understand it. But it isn't your concern. Whether this be an item, a binky, a picture, whatever it is, a teddy bear. Just because you're an adult doesn't mean you can't have a teddy bear sitting on your bed. I'm getting emotional. I've moved a lot and I've lost a lot of things. And I've lost people in my life. And this talks about someone coming back. I carried in the storage unit that was sold of mine, I had a treasure chest. It was a hope chest. And I had my very first teddy bear in it. And I had a little monkey in it. My very first little monkey. They were from when I was just a little tiny girl, and they meant a lot to me. Even as an adult, I'm sad that I don't have that. But they're saying that there's something that's going to come back, and they're asking for you to reach for whatever it is that's coming back, that you're reminded of, that reminds you of who you are, that makes you feel comfortable, that makes you feel like you're home. Hold on to that. No matter what anybody else thinks, no matter what they think of that person or that item or that thing or that teddy bear or that kitty cat or whatever it is to you, you go and you hold on to that, what makes you feel like you're home. This is something that's a treasure, and it's resurfacing back into your life for a reason. Look at my nose, it's all red. I feel like a little girl right now. but it's a positive. It's a positive that it's coming back into your life, and it's a positive that you're going to be looking for it. And no matter what else anybody else says, if there is something or someone that makes you be who you are, reminds you of what you have, and reminds you of the treasure that you are, or reminds you of the optimistic, happy childhood memories, you know, brings back a feeling of hope and happiness. You know, maybe you didn't have the best childhood. Maybe this is somebody who knows you from your past, and it's going to help you. It's going to help you recenter and reclaim who you are, your inner child, right? Or maybe this is just your inner child that's yearning to be held and yearning to be loved again and babied and recognized for the treasure that they are. So sorry, I got very emotional at that point, at that time. I keep being shown that someone's coming back into my life, and I'm really looking forward to it. So, sorry. And I'm actually not sorry. You know, it's not weakness to show emotion. It's not, you know, we think about the polar bear. He feels like he has a difficult time showing his emotion. It makes him uncomfortable. And a lot of times, I have friends actually that have been speaking to me, and that they've had people say to them, it makes them uncomfortable when they show emotion like this. And so they're kind of being encouraged to shut down their emotions. Don't ever do that. Your emotions need to come up. They're there for a reason. They're showing you what's important, and they're keeping you in touch with your heart. They're keeping you in touch with your inner child and the reality of who you are. So when these emotions come up, don't consider yourself weak for crying. Don't consider that a strength, that you recognize the power of the emotions. And remember, you know, I'm someone who's very connected to the moon. That's the moon goddess energy. The moon is what pulls your emotions out. Allow that to happen. Allow that to come up again. Don't be a machine. Don't shut your emotions off. Don't turn your emotions off. Open your heart and let love in, because if you don't allow the gentleness or the vulnerability to be shown and in your life, you're never going to get that back. You're never going to get that love coming to you. You're never going to be able to fully express and be who you are, who you're meant to be, if you are not in touch with all aspects of yourself. Balance. Remember, the penguin and the panda bear telling you to I was going to say balance your bipolar